ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। भूतैर्महद्भिर्यमः पुरो विभु निर्मायष्येते यदमुषु पुरुष भुङ्क्ते गुणान् षोडश षोडशात्मक सोऽलङ्कृशिष्ट भगवान् वचांसि मे। श्रीकृष्ण शरणं शरणागतम् कथा अमृतं सततपीबतं भक्तिवेदान्तमार्गपन्थनं सर्वलोकऋषिदेव जन्मप्रसन्नं सर्वलोकऋषिदेव जन्मप्रसन्नम्। Hare Krishna, dear Prabhus and Matajis, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So today we are continuing with the second canto, sixth chapter, titled Puruṣa-sūkta confirmed, text number 23. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraye. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yadasya Nabhyam Nalinan Aham Asam Mahatmanah Navidam Yagna Sambharan Puruṣa Vayavanvite. Yadasya Nabhayan Nalinan Aham Asam Mahatmanah Navinad Yagna Sambharan Puruṣa Vayavanvite. Translation. When I was born from the abdominal lotus flower of Lord Mahavishnu, the great person, I had no ingredients for sacrificial performances except the bodily limbs of the great personality of Godhead. Word to word, Yada, at that time of Asya, is Nabhyat, from the abdomen, Nalinat, from the lotus flower, Aham, myself, Asam, took birth, Mahatmanaha, of the great person, Na avedam, did not know, Yajna, sacrificial, Sambharan, ingredients, Purusha, of the Lord, of our Yavan, personal bodily limbs, Rite, except. So the significant words in this verse we can see are that facially, Nabhyat, from the abdomen. So Lord in form of Mahavishnu here has the Nabhi, abdomen, and his Nabhi is Nalinad. From that the lotus flower sprouts. And also, we understand that the depression of the abdomen of the Lord is lotus-like. Therefore, Kunti Maharani says, Namaha Pankaja Nabhaya, Namaha Pankaja Maline, Namaha Pankaja Netraya, Namaste Pankajangrihe. That my obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has Pankaja Nabhaya, whose abdomen has a lotus-like depression. So even the Lord's abdomen is beautiful. Nabhi Niranjana Padmanabha Narayana Pyare. So through the abdomen of the Lord, all the ingredients of the material creation comes, and everything in the material world is nourished. Therefore, when sacrifice is offered to the Supreme Lord, then it is said that the whole universe is nourished, because that abdomen, that belly, which Mother Yashoda tried to bind, is not an ordinary belly. It has no start, no end. It is unlimited, and it is the source of nourishment for the whole of the universe. And here we see that Brahmaji is saying that yes, yajna, sacrificial sambharan, ingredients, he needed the ingredients to undertake sacrifice, but he could not find that ingredients, except the only thing that there was were the bodily limbs of the great personality of Godhead. Let's look at the wonderful purport by Srila Prabhupada. It's quite a long purport, so we'll try to break it bit by bit. Lord Brahma, the creator of the cosmic manifestation, is known as Swayambhu, or one who is born without father and mother. The general process is that the living creature is born out of sex combination of the male father and the female mother. But Brahma, the first-born living being, is born out of the abdominal lotus flower of Mahavishnu, plenary expansion of Lord Krishna. The abdominal lotus flower is part of the Lord's bodily limbs, and Brahma is born out of the lotus flower. Therefore, Brahma is also part of the Lord's body. Brahma, after his appearance in the gigantic hollow of the universe, saw darkness and nothing else. He felt perplexity, and from his heart he was inspired by the Lord to undergo austerity, and thereby acquiring the ingredients for sacrificial performances. Now let's just take a pause and compare the birth of Brahma versus the birth of ordinary living beings like us. Now, as soon as the ordinary child is born, coming out from the womb of mother, then the first thing the child does is cries. And the nurses, they hold the child and they take it to the mother. And immediately the child starts sucking on the mother's breast and takes the milk. And feeling the warmth of the maternal affection of mother, the child is pacified and at once stops crying. However, just imagine Lord Brahma is born. There's no mother, there's no father there to comfort Lord Brahma. And on top of that, all he sees is darkness. He doesn't have a clue of what is to be done, how it is to be done, where it is to be done. And this is the condition of Lord Brahma. And Srimad Bhagavatam later on mentions that Brahma, in fact, did not know the source of his creation. He did not know who his mother, who his father was. And he concluded, using logic, that I have come from this lotus flower. So my source lies beneath this lotus flower. So he went through the stem of the lotus flower and traveled for trillions and trillions of years, it is said. And yet he did not find the end of the lotus flower. Despondent, he came back up again. He concluded that the personification who is the source of this lotus flower and the source of me is beyond my puny intelligence. Therefore, I submit to the great power. And in that mood of humility and defeat and helplessness, Brahmaji from within prayed for direction. And then the Lord, he spoke through Shabda Brahma, 3 words, tapa, tapa, tapa. And then Brahmaji realized, yes, he has to perform austerity. And after performing austerity, the ingredients for sacrificial performances became accessible to Brahmaji. So in this day and age, the greatest austerity for sacrifice we can perform is chanting of the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And if we wake up in Brahma Muhurta, 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:30, 4:30 in the morning, and start chanting our rounds, we will feel the presence of the Lord, and we will be able to relate everything in our lives to the Lord. And our life itself becomes a life of sacrifice. We'll discuss on this point a bit further. Srila Prabhupada continues in the paper. But there was nothing besides the two of them, namely the personality of Mahavishnu and Brahma himself, born of the bodily part of the Lord. For sacrificial performances, many ingredients were in need, especially animals. The animal sacrifice is never meant for killing the animal, but for achieving the successful result of the sacrifice. The animal offered in the sacrifice fire is, so to speak, destroyed. But the next moment, it is given a new life by dint of Vedic hymns chanted by the expert priest. When such an expert priest is not available, the animal sacrifice in the fire of sacrificial altar is forbidden. Thus, Brahma created even the sacrificial ingredients out of the bodily limbs of Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, which means that the cosmic order was created by Brahma himself. So on this point, that we don't have qualified Brahmanas in Kali Yuga. In ancient times, the Brahmanas were so pure and expert that they could manifest fire simply by reciting mantras. Now, where are those kind of Brahmanas nowadays? In absence of those, the animal sacrifice is completely prohibited. Otherwise, in previous times, as soon as the animal was sacrificed in the sacrificial arena, the animal would, after giving up the inferior body, assume a celestial body. And everyone present in the sacrificial arena could see that. And they would have a chance to elevate themselves to higher consciousness. And everyone, therefore, from the sacrifice benefits. Srila Prabhupada continues in the paper. Also, nothing is created out of nothing, but everything is created from the person of the Lord. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 10.8, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate. Everything is made from my bodily limbs, and I am therefore the original source of all creations. Aham sarvasya prabhavo. I am the source of all material and spiritual worlds. Matah sarvam pravartate. Everything emanates from the Lord. Therefore, in that sense, nothing is separate from the Lord. And because nothing is separate from the Lord, everything in one sense is spiritual. But nonetheless, because the material creation, Ekapath Vibhuti, is bhinna, in physical sense separate from the Lord, like a branch which is cut from the tree, it is not connected with the Lord in that sense. But when the living entities, the human beings, they use all the dravya, the creation or the prakriti that is bhinna, separate from the Lord, and they connect it back with the Lord, that's when prosperity ensues. Therefore, the summary of this paper or this verse, we can say, is covered by Shukdev Goswami's prayers in his Mangalacharan. Shukdev Goswami says, Shriya Patir Yagnapati Prajapatir Dhiyam Patir Lokapatir Dharapati Patir Gatishchandhaka Vrishni Sattvatam Prasidatam Me Bhagavan Satam Pati. So Shriyapati is the master of all opulences, and Yajnapati is the enjoyer and benefactor of all the sacrifices. So the dravya, the ingredients, when they are offered to him, then those ingredients are spiritualized. Very nicely in Srīmad Bhagavad Gita, I think the verse is 4.24. And there, Lord Krishna says to Arjuna, Brahmarpanam, Brahmahave, Brahmagno, Brahmanahutam, Brahmaivate Nagantavyam, Brahma Karma Samadhina, Brahma Karma Samadhina. So how can we make everything spiritual? Brahma here means spiritual in nature, and Arpanam means contribution. So when we do Arpanam, we have a very good two words in our culture. That is Krishna Arpanamastu. Everything is to be offered to Krishna. Even after reciting Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the benefit, we don't keep it ourselves. We recite the concluding mantras, which is Harihi Om Tat Sat Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gitopi Sinatsu Srimad Bhagavad Gitopanashatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Bhakti Yogo Nama Dvadashodhyayaha Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. And at the end, we do Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Similarly, everything that comes around us, instead of possessing it ourselves, we have to do Arpanam. And that Arpanam is called sacrifice. And the best sacrifice, how this will be possible if we start the Arpanam with our words of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is the best yagna for this age. So in this way, it continues that Brahmarpanam, Brahma Havihi, the butter which is used in sacrifice, that also becomes spiritual. Brahma Agno, the fire of consummation, it is also spiritual. Brahmana, by the spirit soul, Hutam offered. So the personality which undertakes the yagna, so when we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we attain our spiritual nature, even though we identify ourselves as material beings. In this way, Brahma, the spiritual kingdom, eva tena gantavyam, we can reach that spiritual abode. Brahma karma samadhina, and all our karma, our activities become spiritualized and samadhina, in complete absorption, when we undertake this process of yagna, which is offering everything that we see around us as a utility for the service of the Lord. And that's why Brahmaji is so great, because he uses all the ingredients of the creation created by Mahavishnu through Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu, and he uses it as an offering to Krishna by the process of creation. Srila Prabhupada continues, the impersonalists argue that there is no use in worshipping the Lord when everything is nothing but the Lord himself. The personalists, however, worship the Lord out of great sense of gratitude, utilizing the ingredients born out of the bodily limbs of the Lord. The fruits, flowers are available from the body of the earth, and yet Mother Earth is worshipped by the sensible devotee with ingredients born from the earth. Similarly, Mother Ganges is worshipped by the water of the Ganges, and yet the worshipper worships the result of such worship. Worship of the Lord is also performed by the ingredients born from the bodily limbs of the Lord, and yet the worshipper, who is himself a part of the Lord, achieves the result of devotional service to the Lord. So everything comes from the Lord. Who are we to give it to the Lord? However, when we, in mode of gratitude, glorify the Lord and offer everything back to the Lord, simply like a child who is offered chocolate by the father. The father does not need the chocolate, the father does not want the chocolate, but when the child offers back the chocolate to the father in gratitude and in love, then the father's heart melts and love flows reciprocally. And that exchange flourishes the bond between the father and the child. So what to speak of the Lord, who is personification of the kindest father. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Pitaham masya jagato. Of all the worlds, I am the Pita. Mata, I am the mother. Dhata, I am the maintainer. Pitamaha, I am the grandsire. In this world, everything, all the ingredients that we survey, that we see, is from the Lord. And this is the seed base of Bhagavad Gita and also the seed base of Srīmad Bhāgavatam. And the second seed base of Bhagavatam says, Rite artham yat pratiyeta. In this world, if we see anything of any value, but na pratiyeta cha atmane, if that value is not in relationship with me, then tad vidyat atmano mayad, then know it, O Brahma, as my illusory energy. Lord Brahma is told by Vishnu at this point that Rite artham yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta cha atmane tad vidyat atmano mayad, that anything of any value that we see in this world, but that value is without connection with Krishna, then that is nothing but illusory energy of the Lord, that is illusion. Yata bhaso yata tamaha, like the analogy, that reflection which is seen in darkness. Now just imagine you are in a dark room full of mirrors, but there is no light. Can you see your reflection? No. Similarly, the Lord is the creator of everything. And if we do not connect everything in our domain to the Lord, then that thing loses its value or has no value at all. It has no value. Without the Lord, everything so-called is zero. So in that sense, yatha bhaso yatha tamaha, the reflection in darkness has no meaning, no value. So in our lives also, if our life is to be of any value, then we have to do Atma Samarpana, offer ourselves to the Lord, and we have to offer everything which is within the domain that we survey to the Lord by connecting it with the Lord. And this is called Brahma Karma Samadhina. Our karmas become spiritualized, our possessions become spiritualized, and our activity of offering becomes spiritualized. And we who innately are spiritual beings but come in contact with the material nature, and we lose our awareness of our being spiritual, that awareness again is awakened. And we realize, yes, that as in essence, we are Brahma, we are spiritual. And Prabhupada continues in the purport that worship of the Lord is also performed by ingredients born from the bodily limbs of the Lord, and yet the worshipper who is himself a part of the Lord achieves the results of devotional service to the Lord. While the impersonalist wrongly concludes that he is the Lord himself, the impersonalists, they want to become Lord and they conclude they are Lord. The personalists, out of gratitude, worship the Lord in devotional service, knowing perfectly well that nothing is different from the Lord. The devotee therefore endeavors to apply everything in the service of the Lord because he knows that everything is the property of the Lord, and no one can claim anything as one's own. This perfect conception of oneness helps the worshipper in being engaged in his loving service. Whereas the impersonalist, being falsely puffed up, remains a non-devotee forever without being recognized by the Lord. Bhagavati Mataji, who is coming in a few days, she, once gave me this analogy that these impersonalists, they are notorious. In class, when some student, is naughty and he creates mischief, then the teacher reprimands the class, the boy in the classroom by sending them in a naughty corner. And in the naughty corner, the child is supposed to just stay silent and keep quiet and not engage with anything else. So the impersonalists are like that. They have been punished by the Lord to have that mentality. And they sit in the naughty corner, remain silent, and they simply think that I am the Lord. That is the condition of the impersonalist. They have no gratitude that the Lord is a person, that they themselves come from the Lord, and everything, even the air they are breathing, is coming from the Lord. Therefore, they are the greatest offenders at the lotus feet of the Lord, because the very Lord that is the source of everything, they deny his existence, and they try to take his place by becoming the Lord. And in a nutshell, this verse and the purport very nicely helps us understand that we all are part and parcel of the Lord, and everything is created by the Lord. And we can make our lives spiritualized by offering ourselves and all the ingredients that we survey by this process of yajna and chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, will give us that intelligence, dhyan, on how this yajna is to be performed properly. In fact, chanting of Hare Krishna is the greatest yajna in itself, and it will make everything aligned very nicely. Thank you so much, Prabhus and Matajis. Does anyone have any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. My question is, you mentioned about everything here, it belongs to God, and we need to offer everything we have. And we went to New Govardhan last Sunday, and I saw this new couple with the babies, and I was curious, and I saw them how they offer the baby. May I know what's the like meaning of it when the baby they offer to Krishna and Radhe in front of the deities?
Yes, Mataji. So, what is that a question?
Yeah, as a question is what's the meaning of it to the newborn baby? Is it the part of the culture to offer the baby when they're born, or part of the Vedic scriptures?
Well, essentially, yes, we can say that in Vaishnava tradition, even Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, when he was born, the ceremony was held, I think, on the 5th or the 6th day, that he was offered to Lord Jagannath in the Rath Yatra procession. And yeah, the child is offered to the Lord, so that the child's life becomes dedicated to the Lord, and because the child is the blessings of the Lord. With that sentiment, we can say that.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu.
Prabhu,
Yeah,
can
I'm
I add
just
something here,
curious.
please?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
So, yes, symbolically it's nice, nice sentiments. But then also we understand that, um, we offer fresh flowers to the deity. We offer fresh bhoga to the deities. Then why don't we offer fresh life to the Lord? The whole idea is that, there's a conception that we should become spiritual when we are old. But actually, no, we should become spiritual when we are young, as Prahlad Maharaj says, Kaumarat Acharit Pragyo. That means when we are young, Prabhupada basically, he said, to devotees in India, to congregation members in India, that you got 4 children, just give me one son, and I will make him a devotee. And so that's why we should understand that from the childhood, we should make our children devotees. And of course, given a chance, we should have become devotees. But the whole idea is that when we have the energy, then we should become devotees and offer something to the Lord, and especially in our case, offer something to Prabhupada's mission, our energy, our enthusiasm, our skills, our capacities when we are young, not wait till we become old. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. And, very nice point you mentioned there. And, I'm so pleased to see many, young audience now coming to the Bhagavatam classes. We have Gunesh, we have Ishan, we have Ajay, Ritika, and so many young generation are taking, endeavor to practice Krishna consciousness here via Bhagavatam. And one thing I must say is that, yes, offering of the fresh young uh, uh, flower of our own lives is what is probably the greatest sacrifice. And in practical terms, it can happen when we have a military-like discipline. When Srila Prabhupada was there, physically present, the disciples were completely dedicated to him. And whatever Srila Prabhupada said, without question, they just did that. So similarly, um, uh, even in spiritual life, for young generation, in that sense, we feel a bit sorry because there is so many distractions here and there. Of course, material distractions completely, taking away, but even the so-called spiritual distractions are there. I won't go into the details of that, but somehow or the other, if we are able to follow the authorities and have a military-like discipline and consistently just just show up and do things, then our course of time, in a very short course of time, we will become fixed in Krishna consciousness, and we will realize, yes, this is the greatest offering to the Lord, and our lives are being purified. Now, without the guidance of the devotees, this is not possible. We will only remain on the surface and on the edge of the shores of the ocean of devotional existence. If we really want to dive in the nectarian waters of the ocean of devotional service, then discipline, military-like discipline, Srila Prabhupada mentions in that chapter of Srīmad Bhagavad Gita, is very, very important. Any other questions or comments? We'll conclude on that note. Thank you so much for your presence. Canto Srīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Have a wonderful Krishna conscious day. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much for a beautiful class.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.